Okay, so here we are with our last video. Over on the right side of my paper, right here, okay, I went through the work, and that was finding the x-intercepts of that graph that we were just talking about, the one that was in standard form. And you can see 0.41, that correlates to this right here. We said it was going to be 0 point something something. Well, it's 442, I mean. And then on the other side, we had 3.58. And right there, we said it's going to be 3 point something something. We just had to figure out what that was. Just kind of looking at the work really quickly. Plugged my numbers in. Make sure you get your signs correct. This had 3 negatives. That's why it's a minus there, and that's where you get your 40. 40 is not a perfect square. This right here, that 40, that's called the discriminant. It helps you discriminate what type of answer you're going to have. And since it's not a perfect square, that means you're not going to have a nice answer. And that's why we had to do our simplifying, our radical, and that's why we had to plug it into our calculator to find out what our approximates were. And then I just kind of worked my way through the steps. All I did from here to here is simplify my radical. And then from here to the next one, all I did was divide each one of those by a -4. And you get 8 over 4, which is 2. 2 plus or minus 2 over 4 is 1/2. And then the radical 10 is attached to that 1/2. And then I just plugged that into the calculator to get my two values that are the decimal form. All right, so when we think about how we have our quadratics, we are given these things in two different ways. So quadratics in vertex form, they follow this one. All right, and then in standard form, it looks like this. All right, so what we have in our toolkit for these things. When you are given something in vertex form, okay, number one, you are able to graph it as is. Nothing special to do with it. Absolutely, you can just graph it. Okay, the second thing, if we make this into an equation, so if we take this and maybe we need to find our x-intercepts, maybe we have to set it equal to some value that we've got. Either way that we do this, we are able to solve this outright. We only have one x in that problem, so there's no special tricks. We always subtract that k across, we divide by our a, then we take the square root, and then we add our h over, and we will have the equation, we'll have the answer for it. So we're able to do anything that we really need to when it's in this form. That's how those things do work out very easily. Now, if we're given something in standard form, well, number one, we can graph it, but in order to graph it, we've got to remember that we have to find our axis of symmetry. And that's x equals negative b over 2a. Okay, the other thing is, then after we find that, then we've got to be able to find our vertex, and that's when we plug that number in, right, our x in that we get from that, and then we find out what our y is equal to. And after that, then we're able to graph it just like we did above. But those two steps have to be taken before we can graph them. All right, now the second thing, okay, that we can do if you have this and you're trying to find your x-intercepts and you're trying to do all those different things, x-intercepts, the solutions, the zeros, whatever we want to call them, well, we've actually got more than one option, okay? One, we might be able to factor. Okay, that's one thing, but they don't always factor, okay? Sometimes they factor, sometimes they don't. And we've got to know when they do factor and when they don't factor. Okay, if we have our factor, or if our factor doesn't work, sorry, let's say if no factor, then we go to the next one. And that next one is our quadratic formula. But either way we do this, we've got to remember that we have got to have this thing set equal to 0, okay? This is a must. No matter which one we're doing, we have to set that thing equal to 0 in order to either factor or in order to do the quadratic. And the only time I do the quadratic is when I know I can't factor it. But sometimes it's factorable and sometimes it's not. And those are the things that we have to work on to make sure that we start to figure out when those things are possible. All right. So those are the different things that we do with our vertex form and our standard form, the things that we have to remember about them. Okay, no matter what, we need to be able to graph them. And this has nice x-intercepts. That's great. Sorry, this one has not nice intercepts. And then the first one we did have nice x-intercepts. Your assignment is just going to walk you through, just go step by step with what I want you to do. Graph them, which means your axis of symmetry and your vertex. Graphing should be the easy one. But then I'm going to give you indications of what you need to do in order to find your intercepts. Especially if they're nice like that, you are not able to do, you're not able to factor them unless they have a 1x squared on it. Okay, we haven't done the other type of complex factoring yet. We are going to get to that next class period. All right, but when you do have numbers on there and you don't know how to factor it, we always have that handy quadratic formula to do all that work for us. So those are the types of things that you're going to be practicing for your assignment. All right, so be good, get your stuff done, and I will see you next class.